Did you even notice today, red, white, and blue? Memorial Day edition of the Rizzo Show starts now, baby.
MGM Northfield Park presents The Rizzo Show. And now your host, Tony Rizzo, with co-host Mike Polk Jr.
Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Here we go. Welcome to the Rizzo Show. Thanks for staying up late with us on this Memorial Day weekend. And Michael, of course, we want to honor our veterans.
Yep.
Those who served to make this the greatest country in the world, to allow us to do the Rizzo Show every weekend.
That's why I'm full of ribs right now in celebration of that. What's your favorite patriotic song of all time, not Star Spangled Banner?
God Bless America.
Me too.
All day long.
That's
and I wish they would play that more at sporting events.
I love that
I
one.
really do. Mark your calendars, kids. What a big coup for Cleveland, Ohio, Michael. April 2021. Cleveland is going to host the NFL draft party. Mike, is this one of the biggest events we've ever landed?
It has. A lot of pressure, you guys. We can do this. This is huge. Nashville saw 600,000 people there last year for the draft. And half of those were from out of town. A lot of prep, a lot of congratulations to go around to people, whoever secured this. That was awesome, and it's a coup for the city.
Well, we got to go Greater Cleveland Sports Commission. David Gilbert and his crew. Also, Mayor Frank Jackson in the mayor's office.
Well done.
Look, where now are we going to hold the draft? I asked this to David Gilbert on my radio show Friday, and he said it's actually going to be up to the NFL.
Sure.
They'll probably go Mall C. They want to use the lakefront area,
Right.
that whole big area behind the Science Center and all that.
Have they seen our April weather patterns? Are you sure that's what they want?
It was in Chicago.
Yeah.
It was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So, what are you
It could be pretty brutal. It could be pretty brutal.
What if it, Michael, honestly,
I know.
what if it is a snowstorm?
Boy, you know what would be nice? A dome on that stadium. NFL, hey, how about you cough up for a dome just to make sure your draft is extra special that year?
Probably not in our lifetime.
Maybe.
Although I have to say, the next stadium that'll be built better be a dome.
Yeah, I would
because
say so.
you attract Final Four. You would get a Super Bowl. Everybody that builds a dome stadium gets a Super Bowl. They had Super Bowls in Detroit twice.
They have to be regretting that at this point. They really do. I mean, think about how much that would help just the city in general, and we can use that lakefront so much more efficiently. So, yeah, next time, let's remember to do that. If next time we're going to build another stadium, let's just try to remember.
We'll be gone, but you kids,
I'll be dead.
make sure it happens. By the way, the Browns played a big part in this, and they're especially excited, Michael, to host the event.
What the draft has turned into is a celebration of the National Football League. Not only are you going to have, to me, the most passionate fan base in all the NFL here, you're going to have 31 other teams' fan bases here.
The draft's a big 3-day, big weekend party. You know, all those TV stations come in and stuff, all the people. And I think it would show, like, hey, Cleveland's a cool place to be, and it'd be awesome for the community. I mean, we have truly diehard football fans in this part of the country, and I think they'd come over from, you know, all over the Midwest, but Ohio's a good base to be like, hey, this is what football's about, kind of where football came from, and it'd be an awesome week, that would be for sure.
We were also talking about, you know, this is a great area. You've got Bengal fan, Lion fan,
Right.
Steeler
Drivable.
fan,
Buffalo.
Bill fan, Titans fan.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many NFL cities around our city that this is going to be a good turnout. I think we could top, by that time, 2 years, I think you get to be 1 million people. I think there could be 1 million people.
How
come to
happy are
Cleveland.
you if you're one of the hotel owners in town or
Right.
somebody downtown?
Business
The
owners.
service industry is going to get tipped like crazy that weekend. First of all, I love that Joel Pitonio sounds like everyone's friend. He just sounds like a friend of yours who would just be like, no, it's awesome, man. It'll be fun. Looking forward to it. It'll be cool, ribs, and let's have some fun. And John Dorsey, just I don't remember having this draft till he came here. Should we thank him for this too? Why not?
The Browns are really hot.
They are.
They are, and they have put Cleveland back on the NFL map.
Right.
But remember, we still have to play the game.
Who cares about that
Michael,
stuff?
you're making me so nervous.
If the Browns were still terrible, would we have this draft right now? Because I don't think we would.
I don't know.
I don't think
That's
so.
a good question.
Yeah.
Who do you think should make the first pick in 2021?
Oh, okay. For on behalf of Cleveland.
Well, I mean, you know, we're the host city.
Sure. I'm gonna go with Big Chuck and Little John.
I like
do
it.
that. Wouldn't that be
Now,
good?
Big Chuck and Little
Both
John?
of them together at the same time.
Oh, I love
You know, as a unit.
I love
That's what I think should happen.
That's not the only big event, Michael, coming to the land. All right, look at
Oh,
this,
yeah.
okay? This year we have the MLB All-Star Game.
Have you seen the price of tickets for the Home Run Derby?
I'd rather not look at it.
It's like I want to go to Home Run Derby.
Right.
But, okay. 2020, the NCAA men's basketball tournament, that's 6 games. 221 NFL draft, that's huge. 222 NBA All-Star game, that's why we redid the queue.
Right.
And then 2024, we have the women's Final Four, which was here once already. If you remember, Pat Summitt and Tennessee Volunteers won that year. I remember covering that down at the Convocation Center. But how great is that Cleveland's going to get all those events?
It's amazing. And how is this happening? Is what I mean. I'm happy about it. I'm not like upset about it or anything like that.
A lot of people
we're just
working
on a roll.
real hard.
We're
A lot
on a
of
roll,
people.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of credit where credit's due. We complain about some of the stuff that doesn't happen around here a lot. We get down on the city, but congrats to Cleveland and thanks for all your hard work.
What do you think is the biggest of those events? I was told NBA All-Star Game was probably the
I think
biggest.
that draft's going to be huge, man. That's huge. That's the one I'm the most excited about. We've had the NBA thing here before. I haven't been to a draft like that before. So in town, that'll be awesome.
All right, we are also excited because the Cavs finally introduced their head coach. You know why they didn't?
Why?
Because he was busy. He went to the NBA scouting combine.
Oh, good.
He was actually doing work day of when he got the job.
That's great.
Hit the ground running. John Beilein was introduced. Although he's 66 years old, I thought he had a ton of energy. He's very excited. Does he think the Cavs' job is a good one?
Never looked at it one single time, not in any way. And not after I met Kobe, or I met Kobe several years ago, but Dan and, I realized, the coaches, we don't complain on paydays, right? That's part of this job, right? That you are under it and you have to get it done and it's part of it. But I've been able to stay away from that, and that's the only plan here, is that we're going to get this right, and I'm going to coach as long as I can coach, and I hope that's a long time.
The shelf life of Cavs coach came up in that press conference.
Yeah.
And he said he's not concerned about it. The Cavaliers hired some assistant coaches who they believe could take over at some point from
Yeah, I saw
John
that.
Beilein. But folks, I don't think the Cavs hired John Beilein for 2 or 3 years. I think he's going to be here for a good 4 or 5 years. He works well with young players. The Cavs are going to be all full of young players for the next 3 to 5 years.
And he brings up a good point. It's not like they're not going to get paid one way or the other. I mean, if you cut to a wide shot of that press conference, you can see Dan Gilbert handing a bag of money to Mike Brown, has a dollar sign on it. He's like, "Oh, you son of a..." And then he walks away. You're covered for a long time, whether we fire you or not, so welcome to the team.
Tyronn Lue is still getting paid by the Cavaliers. For the record, he turned down the Lakers job. Why? Because he's still getting paid by the Cavaliers. Speaking of the Cavaliers, Mike, the Cavalier girls dance team is done. Did you know that?
I did.
You are.
I'm wearing a black armband underneath this.
Well, it's not going away forever. Actually, the team is being replaced with a co-ed dance team.
Oh,
what do you think?
That's fantastic. You know how I go. You go to the game for the basketball. You stay for the male cheerleaders. That's what I've always said.
Their new name, Michael, is the Cavalier Powerhouse Dance Team. It will specialize in high-energy tricks, tumbling, and great choreography. Your thoughts on the change?
You know that I'm pretty openly progressive as a person. And if you're on Twitter, you probably yelled at me before about it. I think this is a bridge too far. I don't think they should be taking this from us. And I'm sorry that things have gotten out of hand, and I'd like for us to reel it back in a little bit, because frankly, this is a bit
come on,
upsetting.
look how wholesome that is. I mean, come on, look at it. There you go. I mean, hey, those
especially,
cheerleaders.
why would you do this after we become pretty terrible?
Be aggressive.
It was one thing when we had LeBron and we had basketball to watch, but right now I got to go watch Semi Erden or whatever.
Is that it? Is that all we got right now, or the Cavs? Colin Sexton's improved, Michael.
Yes, he has. That's exciting.
Look, find me with the number 5 pick. Get me Steph Curry, and you won't know who's on the court when the dance team comes out. With all due, you gonna try out?
No,
it's co-ed.
I don't know about that.
It's co-ed.
I get winded just getting into this chair.
You were the Cavs mascot once.
I was, and I almost died, if you'll recall, trying to dunk as a polar bear.
Folks, coming up.
Where's my Emmy for that?
What the heck's going on at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario?
Yuck.
Michael, the Indians are a mess. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Memorial Day weekend. Michael, we still look forward to this, because we had a really good baseball team. And then, folks, I don't know what happened. The Indians have had a very, very difficult month. They are way behind the Twins right now in the division. June is right around the corner. Michael, are you concerned? Because I am uber concerned right now.
Of course I am. I mean, we're not hitting. I think we're hitting like 29th for average in the league. That's not going to improve anytime soon, doesn't seem like. Ramirez can't find his feet. Our All-Stars aren't playing like All-Stars. We're counting on the pitching of Shane Bieber in our bullpen, which was a weak spot last year, to be carrying us this far. And I weep for us.
All right, I'm going to do this as nice as I can.
Please.
This is Memorial Day. I like the Dolan family, man. They're us. They're from here. They're Chardon people. We love them. They've owned the team. They made a good run. It's so hard to compete with the Yankees and the Red Sox and all the big market teams, and the Indians have competed. But I think for what's going on right now, folks, the Indians chopped off $30 million and about 200 RBIs off their team last year. You can't do that. They need to maybe look themselves in the mirror and ask, can we keep doing this? Can we keep putting a competitive team on the field for Cleveland each and every year in and year out? Because I think the answer is starting to be no. I can't tell people to sell their baseball team. But people come up to us all the time, well, you guys got to run the Dolans out of. I'm not here to run the Dolans out of town. They're a nice family. They've had success. But what you're watching right now is you're watching the dividends of them not having enough money to compete with the rest of the big-time teams. And, Michael, no one wants to see that.
No.
Cleveland deserves better than that. They've been good stewards for the franchise for a while now, but I think they really got to look in the mirror and say, what is the future of our ownership with the Cleveland Indians?
I totally agree. And I think that what's frustrating about it is you see these narrow windows of opportunity in Major League Baseball to actually do something. They had enough young talent on this team that they decided to, and for whatever reason, they decided to bail out when they still had at least another year or two of competitiveness where they actually had a chance to win the World Series. And they did, in my opinion, the wrong thing. They cut a big part of their payroll. They lost about 45% of their starting lineup from last year, and it shows. They can't hit, and the pitchers can't get support that they need, even if you have good pitching, and our pitchers are hurt. Obviously, that's not ideal, but we lost depth, too.
Speaking of pitchers, we may get some good news. It appears and we're searching here, kids.
Yeah, we're trying anything.
Corey Kluber got his cast removed.
Woo!
Yeah!
Hey
now! He'll be re-examined in a couple of weeks. I don't think he's tradable right now. I mean, I know, Michael, the one thing the Indians are going to have to come to grips with is at some point this year, they may have to say, all right, what can we get for Kluber? What can we get for Bauer? What can we get for Lindor? Because he's not going to be here in a couple years. The owner said it. You go in, you get your prospects, you wait a couple years, you try to make another run. That's the best we've got, kids. Am I right? That's all we can do.
I just hate that seems to be what they were going to be, or that was the plan. You know, bomb out this year enough that you can excuse yourself to unload your entire payroll and start to rebuild, and now they win. Dolans win again.
Well, we'll see. Mike, are you sick of Drake?
Very much so.
You know who Drake is, folks? For those of you that don't know, my mom done it. He's a rapper, hon.
Yeah,
he's a good one. He's a good one, too. That's him screaming and yelling. He put his hands on the Raptors coach. That guy's a fan. He's sitting in the... Michael, I love what Charles Barkley said the other day, and I agree. I can't believe someone hasn't sucker punched this guy on the sideline.
I'm going to hit him if I saw him.
That is not
I will
bad.
take him down.
That is not bad.
Thank you very much. Here's why he's getting away with it, because he's Canadian. You Canadians need to get your celebrities in check. They let them run willy-nilly all over the place. We don't let our celebrities.
Too. That Bieber kid,
that one, too. We don't let ours do that down here. You'll get smacked, but they're too nice.
I think it's just way above. He thinks he's part of the team.
Yes, he does.
Like he thinks he's going to get a ring if the Raptors win something.
Someone needs to tell him.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Come on, coach, you get him.
Well, yeah.
Dude, what are you doing?
He's in front of the scores
You're in front
table.
of the. Yeah. What are you doing?
I know.
I mean, I know you paid $4,000 for a seat, but you can't be part of the game.
Don't make it about you. Go have a concert afterwards, and then you can be the center of attention.
Drake better watch out. The Cavaliers are going to be back in the playoffs very soon.
Okay.
Coming up, get out your wet naps. We are digging in to barbecue. Looky here. Stay with us. Well, you know Memorial Day weekend, it means barbecue.
Sure does.
Barbecue, Michael. I know you love it as much as I do. I got a great spot, Mayfield Village. Let's eat. folks, you know on Rizzo Show, we're always looking for good barbecue. We're on Som Center Road in beautiful Mayfield Village. And we got a guy who's doing authentic Texas-style barbecue. Welcome to Smokin' Q's. Folks, in the kitchen, at the smoker, with my man Zach. Zachary, where are you from and where did you learn Texas barbecue?
Well, I was born and raised in Texas, lived all over the place because both my parents were in the military. But I spent most of my time in sort of south central Texas in the Austin area, which is, in my opinion, the greatest place for barbecue in the entire United States.
That's what everybody in central Texas thinks. And they're probably right.
Yeah, and so we're trying to, here we try to replicate that Texas style, but, we put our own little spin on it and with our presentations and such.
I got to see inside the smoker. Okay. You got the Southern Pride, which is the best of the best. What do we got going in there right now?
Right now we've got, we just put in our brisket and pork shoulders.
Whoa.
These are for tomorrow.
Whoa.
They've been in for maybe half an hour at this point.
Right, so these have got a lot of hours to go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what makes Texas, Central Texas, different than everything else?
The rub is incredibly simple. It's salt and pepper. That's it.
Salt, pepper, and smoke.
Yeah.
And explain, when people taste it and they're like, oh my God, what's on here? It's just that.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, and the wood smoke.
Yeah.
Well, for the betterment of this show, I'm gonna go outside right now and I'm gonna try some of this delicious Central Texas barbecue. Zachary, is that good?
That sounds good to me.
All right, let's go. Come on, let's head out and eat. Folks, time for the money shot. And I got to tell you, Zach, this is, first of all, what do you call this giant plate of 5 different foods?
So this is our Papa Bear. It's our sort of combination plate of all 4 items. So we've got spare ribs, brisket, house sausage, pulled pork.
Oh, your brisket's to die for. Really good.
You have excellent taste.
The sausage is fantastic too. My goodness.
So our sausage, we make that with some of the trim from when we're trimming up our pork shoulders, brisket, as well as our ribs, because we buy a full spare rib, so
Sure.
there's some trim there. And then we also put in it some garlic, jalapenos, and then we smoke it.
What is this?
So this is actually a new addition to our menu. This is what we call our sweet and crispy trout.
Oh!
And we serve that with a little mango, pickled mango tartar sauce. But we bread this with Rice Krispies, a little bit of sesame seeds, and Frosted Flakes.
That is unbelievable. Well, that's one of the best things I've had this year on Rizzo on the Road. What is that?
So this is our sweet potato puree. This is one of our more popular sides. Sort of a basic sweet potato puree, cream, butter, brown sugar. And then we brulee house-made marshmallow on top.
Oh, that is spectacular. Listen, I love the twist you got going here. You have authentic Texas, but you put your own little twist on it and make it real special.
That's what we try.
Great stuff, really great stuff. Folks, again, we're on Som. You've got to get here. You guys do to-go food as well?
We do. We do. And it's the best thing to watch while the Indians are winning.
Right. The Indians are always winning. Zach, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you.
I hope none of the crew wants this food because I'm going home with all of it. Thank you. The barbecue's good. The Indians...
We shot that a little while ago.
Yeah. Check them out, folks. Mayfield Village. You know where else you have to go? Oh, our favorite place, MGM Northfield Park. Let's see what's happening.
There's a new show in town, Northeast Ohio, and we brought the spirit of Las Vegas with us. We're blowing the top off with 8 chances to win a 2019 Ford Mustang convertible during our Harness the Horsepower 8 cars in 8 days giveaway in June. Introducing Tap at MGM Northfield Park. Enjoy comfort food, pub classics, and a large selection of Northeast Ohio craft bottled beers. Catch your favorite team on one of over 75 high-definition flat-screen televisions while surrounded with Ohio sports memorabilia. Don't miss all of your favorite entertainers at the new center stage. Enjoy a night of entertainment Vegas style with Frankie Shetto on Saturday, June 1st. And don't miss the Red Rocker himself, Sammy Hagar, on Sunday, June 2nd. Tickets available at the box office or Ticketmaster.com. Take a Vegas vacation without leaving the state. MGM Northfield Park. Las Vegas is here.
Well, please, I know it's late, but don't forget, stay tuned for our good friends Big Chuck and Little John, who, according to Michael, will make the first pick coming up in the 2021 NFL Draft.
And we were just
Commissioner
talking-
Goodell here to start the draft is Big Chuck and Little John.
That's what happens. We were just talking about our favorite Michael Stanley songs, and then we pitched to Big Chuck and Lil Jon. Is this the most Cleveland outro to a show of all time?
What is your favorite MSB?
I was just trying to think of it.
In Between the Lines, Lover.
I like Lover right now, but I have the better one.
In Between the Lines?
No. It's the long one.
Let's get the show on the road.
That's it. Let's get the show on the road.
Good to be alive. Our show's got to go.
Baby.
Good night, everybody.